All right. Back to work. Great job today, by the way, on that beautiful double top reversal. Don't we love those crown reversals, that bull trap off the high? Now, back to work tonight. Let's refocus. Got one more day left. And I'll tell you, tomorrow might not be as easy as today was. Tomorrow might be that day that separates the rookies from the pros. I see traps all over these charts here tonight. Now, you know me, I love traps. I got some bull traps on my radar for tomorrow. Oh, I got some bear traps as well. There are two specific types of traps we're tracking for Friday. By the time we're done tonight, you'll have an easy roadmap to make some money to finish up the week in the green. Now, before we jump in and talk my favorite trades for finally Friday, make sure you subscribe to our channel. I don't want you to miss tomorrow night's video, so make sure you subscribe. And if you like these videos, if you enjoy these lessons, hit that like button for me. Give me a shout out. Give me a hell yeah down in the comments section below. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting our channel. Enough of the intro, though. It's been a great week. Got one more day left. Where are the best trades setting up for Friday's trading session? Well, charts are all ready. Nasdaq triple Qs are ready in front of me. Oh, the E-mini and the SPY is ready. I have three important clues on these charts right now that are telling us where the winning trades are waiting for us on Friday's trading session. One of those important clues is right here on the 60-minute time frame. We are bullish on the S&P with a big move higher. Bullish on the Nasdaq triple Qs with a big move higher. We know we're bullish overall. Remember, anytime we see a big monster move like that, we know what? The market now has to pull back far enough to attract more buyers at lower prices. Bullish market, big move higher, anticipating a deep pullback to attract in more buyers. That's one of the three important clues. Now, that's an important clue. What it doesn't tell me, though, is it does not tell me support and resistance. It does not tell me the best entry timing tactics for tomorrow. I have two more important clues that will help us time the perfect entry on Friday morning. Before we dive into those faster time frame, the tick charts, and talk entries for tomorrow, let's check our schedule because tomorrow is, well, it's a Friday. There's no major news on the schedule that we know about, at least for tomorrow. But you have to remember, Fridays are not like other days of the week. Here's why. Two things. First of all, as the day gets older on a Friday, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the markets get illiquid, right? So markets lose liquidity as we get later in the day on a Friday. The second thing is that I know it's not just me, but we as people, we as traders don't make very good decisions as the day gets later on a Friday. So on a Friday morning, I have what's called the Friday mindset. I want to get in early when I'm at my best and the markets are at their best. I want to take some quick profit, get rid of risk early. But remember, Fridays get illiquid in the afternoon. So get in early, remove risk early, take some profit early, but leave a runner. One thing about Fridays, go back and look, 3 out of 5 Fridays are going to give you these big runs. So early in, remove risk early, take a bit of profit early, but promise me, leave a little piece of that position open on Friday, especially in the Friday afternoon, because the Friday mindset says markets love to run into the close on Friday. Now, that's my mindset for tomorrow. Again, no major news here until next week's NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday evening. Now, back to our charts, though. Now, let's talk about those two additional clues and time the best entries for tomorrow. We're not going to do that on a 60-minute time. In fact, we don't use time charts at all to time the entries. We always use tick charts because tick charts make everything easier, especially pattern recognition. This is a 7,000 tick chart, by the way, in the upper left-hand corner. And if you're watching for the first time right now, welcome aboard. This is the 21 EMA, pretty much the only indicator we use in our trade every morning at 8 o'clock Eastern time. I mentioned earlier there are two additional clues right now on these tick charts. One of them is that trading range. Anytime we see a range and a breakout of a trading range, we expect what? A breakout pullback. So we know right now the buyers are probably waiting somewhere down here around that breakout pullback zone to try to buy this thing back up again. But that is not the most important clue we have on the chart right now. The most important clue is this, what we call a slingshot reversal in our trade room. It's a bull move up into a range, we rotate off the high, and now we have what is a very strong, we call rotation off the high. Whenever we get a bull trap off the high like this, we talked about this quite a bit last night on the video, whenever we rotate off the high, this becomes a lot of bearish momentum. So we know we're bullish overall. We know the market wants to pull back a bit lower to attract in more buyers into that breakout pullback zone. But I'll tell you, the most important thing right now is all of that bearish momentum as it rotates off the high. When I see situations like this, big move, range breakout, and that rotation off the high, there are two specific trades we're tracking for tomorrow. Let's cover one of them right now, kind of the easiest one right now, and then later on in the video on the Nasdaq chart, we'll talk about that second scenario. I don't know which one we'll get tomorrow. What I do know, though, is by the time we're done tonight, you'll know how to identify those scenarios and how to make money, no matter which scenario we get for tomorrow. So first things first, we have a strong rotation now coming off the high. The first scenario we're looking here for tomorrow is to short that bounce off the high. As it rotates off the high, I want to think about now that pop up, trap some buyers in, and that short back down again. Now, this is where the range comes in. That range is very important because the size of that breakout leg is going to be used as a measuring leg. That is where the market is going to want to go for tomorrow. Now, to do this, what I'll do is look for one of those failure into pullback combinations. As we go lower, I'm going to wait for it to pop up. I want to get above the moving average. Remember, all of that momentum is going to want to pull back and retest that low. I want to short that bounce. And to do that, I'm going to use a failure pattern. Well, failure patterns. What's a failure pattern? Failure pattern is pretty simple. I'm not going to try to pick that top. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know how far that pullback will go. So instead of picking the top on that and blindly selling it, I'm going to wait for the buyers to come in and try once, try twice. Now, why twice? Because I want to use the stop losses to fuel that run back down to retest low. That is a failure pattern. Now, as it tries to take out that measured move, again, think about that measured move target. I wish I had more accuracy on that, but that's the overall idea of it. As it makes its way lower here, now we look for a bull trap combination. It's a lower low in price and then right above that high. This is the sequence you want to look for. Again, as we roll off that high, short that bounce. It's a two-try failure. And again, bull trap as we go. There was a great example over here. We go up. Buyers once, buyers twice. There's that failure pattern. And then as they run lower, looky, you know why everyone wanted that short off that high. That sequence, right? That failure pattern into that bull trap pattern combination. Now, let's kick this thing up a little bit here. That's the basic idea behind it. Once we take out that measured move, now we are low enough down here. Now we begin to look to pick the bottoms. Now the deep enough pullbacks happen. Now the bears should have what they want out of this now. And now let's go in and buy off that low. Now, buying off this low, this is going to be a bit tricky, right? So watch closely here. If we go up and complete that move lower, I want you to think about that same crown reversal pattern we talked about in last night's video. This is a horrible place to be selling. It's a great place to be a buyer once we complete that measured move objective. The problem is momentum. All that bear momentum will want to keep going lower. This is where a crown reversal pattern comes in handy. What's that mean? It means let's trap the bears in once, trap the bears in twice. Now watch closely here. It's a higher high in price and a bear trap right below that low. If you combine a two-try failure with a bear trap pattern, that gives you now that crown reversal pattern. Now, with all of that momentum going lower, there's a very good chance we run up, hold some of these trend lines overhead, and make another attempt running lower. If we're lucky, we'll go up, get that bull trap off the high, back down, get that crown reversal, and we'll go all the way back up into that trading range. That would be great. With all momentum like that, think about now rolling back over and that double bottom reversal. Now, when I say double bottom reversal, I'm thinking about two-try failure, 1, 2, and then as we run higher here, it's always that bear trap combination as we make that run going higher, right? So think about this scenario. Again, I want to short that bounce with that failure pattern. Go up, 1, 2, trap those bulls in and back down again. Once we complete that measured move going lower, this should now be low enough in the big time picture to now start buying. The problem though is we're so bearish overall. Trap in those bears, use that bear trap, that crown reversal pattern, and again, hopefully this thing will rip right back up and squeeze back up into that range here. I wouldn't hold your breath on that though. I would expect there to be some trend lines coming down, expect all that momentum going lower. I would expect bears to try to short this and go back down to retest that low. Once they retest the low, anybody who sold short up here, they're taking their profit down at these lows. The sellers become buyers at those lows, and now we do it again. This time, though, we can be a lot more aggressive. 1 try for the bears, 2 try for the bears, a failure pattern, we call it. Trap those bears in, squeeze those stops, and then again, as we rotate back up in that range here, look for that bear trap pattern again. It's a higher high in price and a trap right below that low. Now, let's slow down for a second because I know most of you guys and gals watching right now, you know failures, you know traps, you know how much we like to use measured moves after range breakouts. But if you're watching for the first time right now, this is probably a brand new language for you. I do look at things differently here on this YouTube channel, but don't you worry. I teach all the entry patterns. I cover so much more detail. I have hundreds of examples of traps and failures and measured move breakouts. I teach all this in our free video classes. I'll put a link up top there for you, upper right-hand corner. Grab that link that popped up right there and take that free trading course because the strategy you're going to learn in that short video series will teach you a simple trick we use in our members trade room to know exactly where the best winning trades are going to be each day. And of course, I want to help you start making money on your own. I'll teach you 4 my favorite entry patterns. You'll learn traps, failures, and a whole lot more. Guys, the markets are so good right now. If you're not making consistent money, if you're missing the best trades each day, if you're struggling to get qualified or funded on an account with Apex or Top Step, take that free trading course. It is perfect for someone trying to make the jump into full-time trading and give you an easy roadmap we use every morning in our trade room. Also be aware too, if you can't get the link up top there, I'll put all the important links tonight in the description of the YouTube video. Put the free class links down there. We trade together every day in our trade room. I'll put trade room membership information links in the description of the video here tonight. And also too, I post a lot of updates on Twitter or X. If you're on X or Twitter, give me a follow. All the details there in the description of that YouTube video. But make sure you take that free course because then you'll learn more about how we time entries with failure patterns, how we add more with bull trap patterns, how we use those crown reversal patterns, and we trade those double bottom reversals back up again. Now, that is the first of 2 scenarios we expect here for tomorrow. There's one more situation, one more setup we're tracking for tomorrow. Let's talk about that now on the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is very similar, of course, to the S&P. We have a big move higher in the Nasdaq. We know the market's bullish right now, but we know anytime we see a big move up like this, we have to expect a deeper pullback to attract in more buyers. That's one very important clue right now. Back to our tick charts, and you can easily see what's going on right now on the tick charts in the Nasdaq right now. That is your range. Anytime we have a range breakout, we expect a breakout pullback. You can see just how much space these bears have to work with into that breakout pullback zone. And again, I think the most important part of this chart right now is, again, that rotation off the high, right? We got up in a range yesterday. We pop up, and now what a beautiful crown reversal. I got a bunch of emails this afternoon. If you guys make a bank on that, so great job on getting that top we talked about in last night's video. But most important thing now is now the bulls get trapped. We now rotate off the high here, and now we have again all of that bearish momentum as you rotate. Now the same thing applies here on the Nasdaq. I would expect this thing to continue grinding down. Look for that pop up, get those bull traps, get those buyer failures in that trap pattern combination. Think about that measured move now, right, for your final target, and then start looking to pick off those bottoms. Crown reversal pattern back up, right? Double bottom reversal we talked about earlier on in the video. Now, we may wind up going lower here and getting stuck down here into a range. Now, ranges. There are two types of plays you will look for in a range-bound market. The first one is if we go sideways in a range, ranges act like magnets, and ranges love to rotate. They love to rotate, right? The amount above, the amount below. So if we end up rolling over here and going sideways now into that trading range, now what I'll do is I'm going to look left, find the underbelly of that previous range. Remember, ranges love to break out pullback. This new range, new magnet, the old range becomes basically a level of resistance in this example. Now, we don't have a crystal ball. I don't blindly sell that bounce. This is exactly where now that pop up, that failure, 2 tries, right? 1, 2, why 2 tries? Because I want to trap in those bulls. I also know too we're an overall bull market, so I want to make sure those bulls are trapped in before I grab that short going lower. A failure pattern, and then of course into that bull trap pattern. Lots of examples of these inside that free video course I mentioned earlier on the way down. That same idea, right? It's that pop up, short that bounce with a failure pattern into that bull trap combination. Now, this is where things get important because now the amount above the range, project that now below the range. This is now, again, remember tomorrow's a Friday. You better leave a runner for these situations because this is where a runner can really get you paid on that move down. Now, once we get that move down now, this is where we think we can start picking off some of these bottoms. The problem though is this is very bearish now at that point. So if we do get that short off the top and wind up back down again, this will be a good spot for some profit, but more importantly though, this is where we got to be careful because all that bear momentum. Again, a crown reversal. Bears try once, bears try twice. Now the reason why I have to get a crown reversal here is because bears are going to want to roll this thing and do it again. With all that momentum off the high like that, they're going to want to pop it up and do it again. I do not want to be buying as we go higher. This is why a crown reversal is so important in this spot. Right? Bears once, bears twice. I need to be long as low as I can. I do not want to be buying it with a typical failure pattern as it goes higher. That is trade account suicide, buying as it goes higher with all of that bearish momentum. It's very important we learn to adjust to short-term momentum, even though overall bullish, right? Even though we're overall bullish, that short-term momentum is really, really strong here now in this scenario for the bears. So, going to be a crown reversal, buying as low as I can. And if we're lucky on this, right, it'll squeeze all the way back up and take out that high, right? But again, it's very likely though, we'll get that crown reversal, it'll pop up and try to do it again. Now, anybody who sold short up here, they're taking their profit down here. The sellers become buyers down at that low. This is where, again, I can be a lot more aggressive on that retest, right? Because now we assume the bears are almost out of gas on this. It's an overall bull market. We start picking off bottoms here. We're not going to blindly buy it. We'll let those bears come in, try once, try twice, and use that failure into bear trap combination off that double bottom. One more scenario here, one more variation of this trading range. If we go sideways here, that range will be a magnet. Okay, we love to get up into it, buyer failure, back down, use that pendulum swing. However, if we go lower first, this is where a bear trap is just begging to get bought up. That same thing, that crown reversal pattern. It's a 1 try for the bears. It's a 2 try for the bears. This is a horrible spot to be selling. We're way too far down now in an overall bull market. Again, I want to buy, but I can't pick that bottom. Got to be careful when going against all that short-term momentum. So bears once, bears twice. This is that crown reversal pattern going higher, back up now into that trading range. Now think about this. The amount below the range, the amount above the range. Are you smelling this now? Absolutely, right? Underbelly of that range right now. Great spot for profit targets up there and a horrible spot to be a buyer. Pop it up, trap those buyers in, 1, 2, and dump that sucker right back down into that trading range. Remember, when you go against momentum, it's a crown reversal. When you go with momentum, it's a 2-try failure. Very important when you see the difference between which ones to use. It has to do with, again, the short-term momentum on that chart. Now, at this time, if it rips up, right? If we start ripping higher here, keep grinding higher here, all right, this is why we leave a runner. Leave that runner off of that low. Right, guys? Those are 2 scenarios you want to keep an eye out for tomorrow around that trading range. like I said earlier, lots of traps we're tracking for tomorrow. Pay attention, slow down. The game plan is all set. Now, tomorrow morning, don't forget, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock Eastern time, the easiest way to start making money with this stuff is come out and do it with me every morning in our trade room. I'll put all the important links tonight in the description of the YouTube video. I would definitely recommend start first with the free classes, learn the basic strategy. That will get you making money on your own. And if you guys have any questions or any issues getting started, don't be afraid to call the office or use live chat. Any trouble getting access to our video classes, definitely call the office, send me an email. Use live chat. In the meantime, hope you guys learned a bunch on the video tonight. Hope you use this knowledge, make a killing tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you sometime to trade with me in the morning room at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Guys and gals, great job this week. One more day left. Let's make some more money on Friday. In the meantime, be well, be nice to each other out there, and you better be here next time. Adios, amigos. Bye for now.